Alright, folks, buckle up. We're about to dive into 3,000 years of history. Let's just say that by the end of this, you're about to be dropping knowledge bombs at the dinner table like you're the History Channel. We're talking history older than your grandmother's churro recipe. We're gonna bring you to the origin of the Israel-Hamas conflict. History, current events, good thing on the Kukuwaksa Master. Israel's been conquered more times than Taylor Swift has songs about heartbreak. The Jews always wanted to live in peace, but they've been conquered more times than a couch on football Sunday. The Babylonians wrecked the first temple in 586 BCE. 2,600 years ago, because the Jews rebelled against King Nebuchadnezzar because they didn't like his reign, and because he was an evil tyrant who controlled the land. The Remen destroyed the temple in 70 CE after the Jews revolt against their rule. We were tired of paying taxes to the Romans, and as always, this was the Jewish religion. Emperor Caligula tried to have a statue of himself placed inside the Jewish temple. And the Jews were like, we don't want statues of naked dudes inside our temple. We just don't roll like that. The Jews were like, nah, no thanks. And the Romans were carrying pagan symbols inside the holy places. The Jews revolted, and it's harder than Bassam Yusuf's stand-up. So the Romans destroyed the temple. All that's left of the temple is the Kotel in Jerusalem. The conflict isn't about who was there first. Even the Quran references Israel. Even Allah acknowledges the 12 tribes of Israel as the sons of the promised land. He even mentioned that Jerusalem was in the territory of Benjamin. But he never mentioned Palestine. He didn't even mention my neighbor Avistine, who lives in a palace in Flatbush. The Romans, just to be dicks about the whole situation, renamed Judea in Israel to Syria Palestina after the Jews' biggest nemesis, the Philistines, just to rub it in. That's like someone naming your house after your ex, when the reason you had to break up with your ex is because you had constant war with her for centuries. The Romans named Judea Palestine 650 years before Muhammad was born or Islam was even a thing. But after Judea fell to the Romans, many Jews were dispersed throughout the Roman Empire. Like they were opening up a McDonald's on the side of the highway. Jews started settling in various parts of the empire. Some even made it all the way to Spain, and even learned how to dance the bachata. In year 610, Muhammad rolls in and says, hey, I'm God's messenger. Islam starts, and weird. Next thing you know, he conquers the Middle East and North Africa like he's on a road trip looking for halal snacks, killing a bunch of people who refused to convert to his new religion along the way. Muhammad was the self-proclaimed prophet, and he formed armies to spread his message by force and conquer many countries along those, so that everybody will carry his favorite halal snacks. Yummy yum. From India, Spain was his caliphate. They will kill you if you're not Muslim, and double kill you if you're also gay. That's why Morocco and Africa and Iraq in the Middle East share similar cultures, because of something called colonization. The Spanish Inquisition crashed in 1492, which forced many Jews to either convert or leave. But with their bags packed and leftover halal in their pocket, Jews scattered again. And then there was Poland, where Jews found a welcoming spot. They even learned how to make kosher schnitzel. But the ride got bumpy in the 20th century with the rise of anti-Semitism, ending with the heartbreaking tragedy of the Holocaust, conducted by the evil Nazis. Jews were exiled all over the world, from the Babylonians to the Assyrians to the Greek yogurt, and then Islam. Some Ashkenazi Jews started moving to Eastern Europe. By the 1800s, in many parts of Europe, the Jews weren't even allowed to own property and forced to live in specific areas. Alright, so pogrom sounds like it could be some kind of trendy European dance move, right? Nope. It's more like, hey, let's organize a riot to murder Jews, steal their stuff, and burn their homes. Sounds fun. Just not for the Jews. This wasn't a random street fight. This was state-sponsored chaos. 100,000 Jews were killed just 20 years before the Holocaust. And those who survived fled with nothing but gefilte fish. The way says pogrom, don't take yoga class. They nightmare party with torches and pitchforks. Theodore Herzl saw the pogrom and all the crazy shit happening around him, and he was like, yeah, we need our own place. It's a civil war without scheduled massacres and Jew, at least one with better life insurance policy. So yeah, it's time to reboot the moving back to our historical homeland idea. It was after Theodor Herzl, aka the OG of modern Zionism, died. The movement didn't slow down. It took off. Thanks, Dad. We got this. And kept growing from this. So in 1917, Britain was like this dude who was crushing on Israel for a while. They're like, hey girl, I've been thinking about it. How about I buy you your own place? A cute little national home where you can just be you. No more dealing with pogroms, lipe, murders, and all the chaos around it. But of course he adds, I just need one favor from you, girl. I need help kicking my ex out of the place first. My ex is the Ottoman Empire. She's got a grip on the place, but once that's done, the place is all yours, baby. I'll never even touch that bitch again. All yours, Izzy. After Britain's small talk, Lord Balfour pens a letter to Lord Rothschild, and he becomes known as the Balfour Declaration. The Balfour Declaration was the first big win for Zionism. It was the ultimate, you're a big girl now and you got this. We believe in you. British take control of Ottoman Palestine and Israel is blushing. British designate the land of modern day Israel, Gaza, Jordan, and the West Bank as the British Mandate of Palestine. Everyone in the land was referred to as Palestinian. Jews, Arabs, Christians, Baha'i, even your uncle and his ex that he still lives with. The 1920s and 30s, Jews and the British Mandate felt like they were living through a really intense reality show called Survivor. Mandatory that was they had to survive Arab massacres and Arab-made famines because Arabs would cut their supply chains to food and water. And if they survive, they get booked on the next season with no reward or pay. So the Jews watching all this chaos unfold thinking, hey, British buddies, remember that promise you made? We'd like you to actually follow through. It's like they signed up for a subscription service and just were waiting for the delivery. Any day now, fellas, waiting for that homeland with no massacres. No more delay. In 1947, the UN steps in and adopts a partition plan, splitting the land into two parts. 45 of the land to the Jews and 55 of the land to the Arabs. But here's the kicker. It wasn't 55% to the Palestinians. It was 55 to the Arabs. At the time, those Jews and Arabs were considered Palestinians. So it's like the UN said, let's play nice and divide the snacks. So remember, everyone here is still part of the same chaotic family reunion. So the Jews look at the partition plan and say, you know what? We'll take it. And meanwhile, the Arabs look at the same plan and they're like, nah, we're good. Choosing not to establish their own independent nation. It's like they were presented with a great buffet, but they decided to skip the meal. Thanks, but no thanks. We'll just get a bunch of Arab nations together, go to war with the Jews, try to kill them, and take their snacks and all the land. They weren't really into sharing at all. On May 14th, 1948, Israel decides it's finally time to throw a party and declares independence. Just ignore any drama from the neighbors. They're over there reacting, not being able to kick us out of our homes and take our land for themselves. They will come around. Or relay.